Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nerdy for 30, the podcast where we talk about nerdy-ish movies for 30-ish minutes. Today, we are back with a review preview. We missed April, so this is a nice double-sized review preview. We're going to be talking about all the rankings that we've done for the movies so far. We're almost halfway through the year, so we've ranked a lot of movies at this point. Then we're going to be giving you a quick preview of what we're going to be talking about in June. But before we do that, Tim, we want to give a quick shout out to our friends at Pocket Casts. They've featured us in their Geek Speak category for this month. We are thrilled to be there. Super happy. It's super cool. Thank you so much. We're up there with our pals at My First Dungeon too, which is great.
Very exciting. I don't know if I appreciate being called a geek. You know, nerd feels more empowering. You know, nerds get revenge. Geeks, what do geeks get? I guess hopefully some downloads on their podcast. That'd be nice. We're having a great time here. Exciting they're recognizing that, and glad to be there with Brian, friend of the podcast, and all of his good work.
Absolutely. Oh, big fan of Brian. Big fan of a lot of the movies that we've seen so far this year. Tim, hit me with the ranking. Can you just do like a rundown? So for anybody tuning into this one for the first, this year we've tried to keep a ranking of every movie that we've seen in relation to the other movies that we've seen this year. Our goal is to create just, a tapestry of Nerdy for 30 favorites, the ranking among us.
And this is our first year doing it. It's been a little bit of an experiment. I think I've really settled on, we've been debating what the list means. I think it really is our favorites, like what I liked and enjoyed the best. Do you think that's a good definition, Kevin? Or are you still factoring in how good a movie it was? Because we were debating this kind of the whole time.
Look, if we just do what's the best movie, then it just becomes an Oscars race. That's no fun. I think we need to go entirely gut, no head on this list.
Entirely gut, no head. Here we go. From 1 to 18, The Last of Us TV shows. Number 1. Number 2, John Wick 4. Number 3, Guardians 3. Number 4, Baahubali 2. That's most of the numbered ones out of the way. Dungeons and Dragons is 5, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Fast X, Mario, Creed 3, Air, The Woman King, Cocaine Bear, Baahubali 1, Megan, Evil Dead Rise, Avatar The Way of Water, Ant-Man 3, and then our boy Batista's breakout role in Knock on the Cabin. So that's our ranking so far. Maybe we'll post them into the description from this. Maybe we could do that. Yeah. Just so everyone can see, get that visual going. People might be noticing we skipped one. I did get too excited during the jury duty episode. I was having too good a time shitting on Kevin's enjoyment of it. So jury duty, unranked. We got to rank it right now for you. Kevin, jury duty. This is better or worse than Knock on the Cabin? I don't know.
Well, okay. See, that's part of the problem with this is that you have the unchecked power because you initiate where to put things.
I do. I'm putting my influence and then I throw it to Kevin and I always disagree. And now this is the part where we hash it out. So where do you think? Well, let's start with the list as is. Is there anything standing out to you that you love, don't love, that seems weird, too high, too low, especially over the last couple months? What are you noticing?
I was going to say that Megan was probably too high, but then knowing the Evil Dead Rise is right below it, I definitely had more fun watching Megan than I did watching Evil Dead Rise. But again, it's probably just because not a blood and guts guy.
Yeah. I'm looking at this. I'm kind of surprised. The worst thing we saw was Knock on the Cabin. Even Ant-Man 3, I had an okay time during. So I feel like it's been a decent year for movies so far, right?
Honestly,
nothing here is, there's been no crazy stinkers, in my opinion. Megan, Evil Dead, that makes a lot of sense. I'm surprised Baahubali's fallen so far. But I don't think it's wrong. I don't think we're wrong for having Baahubali 1 that low. But at the beginning of the year, it felt like this is going to be the movie that took it all.
Yeah. I mean, Baahubali 2 is a rush. And Baahubali 1 is extremely good. But for some reason, watching Baahubali 2 manages to make me like Baahubali 1 less just because of how much more fun 2 is.
Yeah.
I know that's not fair at all. But for folks who are not familiar with the franchise, the first half of it, you're learning about this character. And then they do, for the sequel / second half of the story, they do a huge throwback in time where you learn about this guy's dad that people have been comparing him to. And you don't see the dad at all in the first movie. And you don't understand why people love the dad so much in the first movie. And the whole time you're like, geez, what is it with this guy? And then you see Baahubali 2 and you're like, oh, yeah. The dad
It's the same actor.
fucking rules. Yeah.
It's the same actor, and he's a million times better in Baahubali 2. It was just so cool.
It's crazy.
Baahubali 2 is awesome. I think my biggest beefs, we just ranked Fast X on our most recent pod. I think it's too low. I think it belongs below Baahubali 2 or maybe above Baahubali 2. I think it's better than I enjoyed it more than Everything Everywhere All at Once and Dungeons and Dragons. I get we disagree on that. That's fine. I do also think, sleeping on it, looking back, John Wick 4 is the movie of the year. It's number one in my books. I think it's better than Last of Us. I mean, I've spent way more time thinking about John Wick 4 than I have about Last of Us. Last of Us kind of came and went for me. I loved it in the moment. I had a great time as far as brain power and space. And I know John Wick's a little more recent, but I don't find myself drifting off into space and thinking about how cool that kill was in The Last of Us. But John Wick 4, I think about all the time. It's crazy. I can't wait to watch it again.
Well, yeah, but Last of Us wasn't about the kills. I'll go with you. Fast X would definitely jump that over Everything Everywhere. Put that right there.
Okay, we'll do that.
I'm going
to
fight hard for Dungeons and Dragons to be above it, though. There's so much that I loved in D&D, and I feel like it had so much more working against it. It was just an immensely enjoyable movie. It's the type of adventure movie we don't necessarily get that much anymore. I really, really enjoyed every single part of going to see that movie.
Okay, so we bumped Fast X one spot up. Now we need to rank Jury Duty. Honestly, where do you think Jury Duty belongs on this list for you?
Maybe after Fast X.
Way after Fast X. That's definitely for sure. But like, where on the list besides that do you think it belongs? You really think Fast X is like you think Jury Duty is better than Everything Everywhere All at Once? You had more fun with it than that?
I had so much fun watching Jury Duty. I had so much fun, Tim.
This is crazy. Jury Duty was mid. I think it belongs above Knock on the Cabin. Genuinely.
Oh my God. Are you kidding me?
Genuinely. It's not. I had more fun watching Ant-Man. I had more fun at Avatar. Definitely Evil Dead. Megan, Baahubali. Oh my God. So much better than Jury Duty.
Ant-Man sucked.
I don't know. I do think about his fight at the end with Kang, and they're duking it out, and he's got all the ants. I mean, Ant-Man was bad. I liked Avatar. I don't know. Jury Duty doesn't do anything for me. Can we meet halfway and put it like maybe in the, oh God, I don't even know.
I'm seeing
like Cocaine Bear, around Cocaine Bear somehow.
Can we put it between Cocaine Bear and Woman King?
Yeah, we can do that. That seems like a fair compromise, right?
Yeah, I think it's exactly halfway between.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got Jury Duty. Maybe we can throw this in the description of the episode. And this is our kind of a running tally for the year, our look back. And I don't know. I feel okay. About it. I'm a little upset, but all good compromise, has some hurt feelings in it, Kevin.
Sure.
Should we move on to what's coming up, to the future?
Let's talk about it, Tim. Let's talk about what we got coming. The summer movie season is about to kick off. Tim dropped me a list of some movies that are coming up. I got extremely excited because I didn't know the exact dates of when they were coming out in June. They are all coming out, for the most part, at the end of June. I am hyped based on that list about July, but I do think there are a couple things coming up in June that I am very excited to talk about. On June 8th, we're going to be talking about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So that's going to be 2 weeks from now.
Going to be amazing. The animated Spider-Man that stole our hearts and our minds. Honestly, the first one is, God, maybe one of the best superhero movies ever, period.
No question.
And phenomenal. I worried it won't be able to live up to the hype.
Mhm.
but also I just think it's going to be good. At the very least, at the absolute worst, this movie is enjoyable. I think it'll be a good experience at the very least. Will it blow me out of the water again? I don't know. I don't think so.
Gut check, I think it maybe will suffer from having too much going on, but look at all they managed to pull off in the first one. Look at all the stuff they managed to balance. So we'll see. The week after that, 3 weeks from now, we're going to be talking about the movie The Boogeyman. I think this looks good.
I don't know anything about it, but it's scary, and so I'm there. I love a scary movie. It feels weird having scary movies in the summer, right? Is that a thing? And it's not a slasher. It's like we're in the dark and we're in like a haunted thing. It's not like a summer camp, like we're splashing at a lake and it's summertime. It's not a summertime horror.
Right.
But it's coming out in June. I'm excited for it. I'm here for it. It's called The Boogeyman. Unoriginal name, but there's been better with worse.
I just think it's a really bold swing. If you're going to call a movie The Boogeyman, you are staking claim. It's like when people have a one-word title, like Room. Like, wow, you think you're going to make the one movie that's associated with rooms forever? Air, same thing. Bold move. So we'll see. We'll see how it pays off for them, Tim.
This
June
is
22nd,
the Boogeyman.
4 weeks from now, we're going to be talking about Transformers Rise of the Beasts. Now, of the movies we're talking about in June, this is no question the one that I'm the least excited about.
Oh my God. I'm the most excited about this.
Were you a huge Beast Wars kid?
I don't even think I really was that into Beast Wars, but I had the Optimus Prime gorilla that morphed into a surfer, and then it morphed into a morphed. I can't say morphed for some reason today. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, just a bunch of like doofs hanging out, like doofy looking guys with like hair that woofs up. I really like the idea of animals turning into being robots that turn into robots. I'm here for it. I think it's great. I don't know. I don't know anything about this movie. I can't wait. I like the Transformers stuff. It's dumb and they look so cool, and it makes me nostalgic for something I don't know if I ever really experienced as a child, and I'm here for it. I'm pumped, man. Let's see it. Robot Gorilla, bring it on.
I definitely want to see it. It's bizarre. I don't know if the Transformers universe is in on its own joke yet. I guess this is going to be us finding out. I don't think I've seen a Transformers movie since like 2010.
That was the last one. Did you see Bumblebee?
No, but I heard it was good. Haley Steinfeld,
Bumblebee's
right?
great. Bumblebee's great. John Cena's in it. Haley Steinfeld, Bumblebee, the big three. That's my holy trinity.
In a great holy trinity it is.
Haley, John, and Bumblebee.
Amen.
Amen.
And the one that I've been building to. Next week, we didn't really have a movie to talk about, so we had an opening. Given all of our power, what movie would we give airtime to? Then we realized it has been 15 years since the release of Iron Man. So we're going to be talking about the very first Iron Man from 2008, 15-year anniversary edition. Another one I haven't watched in a long time. I'm really excited to go back to it.
Can't wait. I haven't seen it in a very long time. This might be ramping up for a whole Marvel rewatch. Could be fun. I'm excited. Everyone's favorite. Everyone's seen it. Can't wait to go back and enjoy it. It's going to be fun, man. Excited to talk about it.
His facial hair is going to be so weird. You know what? We should get some of the Joe's Pizza that he flies to LA.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It'd be wonderful. Little tie-in. So that's the game plan. That's where we'll be. We'll be back here next week on Thursday with Iron Man 2008. We'll get to rank Iron Man 2008 among everything else on this list. Tim, any guess on where it's going to go?
Near the top.
Yeah,
top mid top.
Safe bet.
Nice and safe. It's going to be, it's not as good as Jury Duty, so we'll have to figure that out. So it's somewhere below that, I guess.
Wow, finally, we're getting somewhere. Everybody, thank you so much for listening. This has been Nerdy for 30. If you vehemently disagree with any of the rankings that we made on this podcast, let us know. Shoot us an email, nerdy430@gmail.com. That is nerdy spelled out, 4 spelled out, and then the number 30 at gmail.com. We'll read it next month on the show. Till then, stay nerdy, everybody.
Stay nerdy.
Bye.
Bye.